My hair feels good. It looks good. I will always say and keep promoting condition, condition, condition. Condition your hair.
Is about discovering the incredible power of self-discipline, the power to move mountains, the power to change our lives. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to roll up their sleeves, to dig deep, and to do the work. The kind of work that most shy away from, but not us. We are different. We are the ones who are willing to look challenges in the eye and say, I am stronger than you. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But I promise you, it will be worth it. Because on the other side of discipline, on the other side of that, hard work, lies the life you've always dreamed of. A life where you are the master of your fate, not the victim of your circumstances. Begin this adventure together with open minds and willing hearts. Let's commit to ourselves, to our dreams, to the journey of forcing ourselves to get it done, no matter what. Remember, the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. Let's break those barriers and soar to new heights. It's not just about the goal, it's about who we become in the process of reaching that goal. It's about the strength we gain, the wisdom we acquire, and the character we build. So, are you ready to take that first step? Are you ready to force yourself to get it done? Because I believe you can, and I believe you will. Let's take this journey together, step by step, day by day, until we reach the pinnacle of our potential. The incredible power of self-discipline. Self-discipline, my friends, is the silent engine that drives success. It's the inner strength that gets us out of bed on those cold mornings when the world seems to be against us. It's the force that keeps us going when everything else says stop. It's not just a trait, it's a way of life. Imagine for a moment a world where everyone exercised perfect self-discipline. Picture people following through on every promise they made to themselves. Imagine the achievements, the transformations. Now I know what you're thinking. That world sounds ideal, perhaps too good to be true. But here's the secret. That world begins with you. It starts the moment you decide to take control of your life. You see, self-discipline is about taking responsibility. It's about making choices, not excuses. It's about saying no to the things that harm us and yes to the things that help us grow. It's about making a commitment to yourself and keeping it. It's easy to be disciplined when someone is watching, but true self-discipline is what you do when no one is looking. It's the choices you make in those quiet, unseen moments that truly define who you are. Now, talk about the rewards of self-discipline. It's not just about getting things done. It's about the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're in control of your actions. It's the pride that comes from looking back at your day and realizing you did what you set out to do. It's the confidence that grows every time you keep a promise to yourself. This confidence, my friends, is priceless. It spills over into every aspect of your life, lighting it up like the morning sun. Not forget, self-discipline is also a challenge. It's a muscle that needs constant exercise. And just like any muscle, it can tire. It can feel strained, but that's just a sign that it's growing stronger. Each time you push through the temptation to give up, you're not just moving one step closer to your goal, you're also building your self-discipline muscle. You're teaching yourself that you can do hard things, that you can overcome challenges. And this in itself is a victory. Think about the last time you really pushed yourself. when you went beyond your comfort zone. Maybe it was working on a project late into the night, or perhaps it was saying no to a temptation that would have derailed your progress. How did you feel afterwards? Exhausted, maybe, but also exhilarated, right? That feeling, that's the power of self-discipline. Self-discipline also means being able to delay gratification. It's about seeing the bigger picture, understanding that the pain of discipline now is nothing compared to the pain of regret later. It's about choosing long-term satisfaction over short-term comfort. This is where many falter, mistaking the easy road for the right road, but not you. You're here because you're ready to choose the right road, no matter how challenging it may be. Remember, self-discipline doesn't mean living a life of restriction. It means living a life of balance. It's about knowing when to work hard and when to rest, when to push yourself and when to recharge. It's about listening to your body, your mind, and your heart. It's about harmony. When you master self-discipline, you're not just mastering a skill, you're mastering life itself. And be clear, mastering self-discipline doesn't mean you'll never fail or falter. We're all human after all. It's about how you respond to those failures. Do you let them defeat you, or do you use them as stepping stones to greater success? Every setback, every obstacle is an opportunity to practice self-discipline, to get back up, dust yourself off, and move forward with even more determination. So, as we journey forward, let's embrace the power of self-discipline. Understand that it's the key to unlocking our full potential. It's the tool we need to carve out the life we dream of. It's the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. With self-discipline, there's nothing we can't achieve. No dream too big, no goal too distant. As we wrap up this part of our discussion, I want you to hold on to the idea that self-discipline is your ally, your strength, and your guide. It's the light that leads you through the darkness, the force that pushes you when the road gets tough. Embrace it, nurture it, and watch as it transforms your life in ways you never imagined. Let's continue this journey with the determination to strengthen our self-discipline day by day, choice by choice. Together, we can make the impossible possible. Let's turn our focus to a challenge that many of us face. The twin hurdles of procrastination and laziness. These are not just mere inconveniences. They are the thieves of time, the enemies of progress. They sneak up on us, whispering sweet lies of later, and in some days. But let me tell you, later's a dream killer, and someday is a thief of potential. Procrastination and laziness, they're like quicksand. The more we give in, the deeper we sink, and the harder it becomes to pull ourselves out. Think about it. How often have we said, I'll start tomorrow, only to find that tomorrow brings its own set of excuses? It's a cycle, a dangerous loop that spins us around and keeps us from moving forward. But here's the good news. Just as we can fall into this cycle, we can also break free from it. The key, action, immediate, deliberate action. It's the antidote to procrastination, the enemy of laziness. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it's hard to start. And you're right, it is hard. Starting is often the hardest part. But remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's about taking that first small step. It doesn't have to be a leap, just a step. The magic lies in the momentum you create once you start. It's like pushing a car. The initial push takes all your might, but once it starts rolling, it gets easier. So, how do we start? First, by setting clear, achievable goals. Goals that excite us, that ignite a fire within us. When your goal is clear, your focus sharpens, and procrastination loses its power. Then, break these goals into smaller tasks. Tasks so small that it seems almost ridiculous not to do them. It's about tricking the mind making the task seem so easy, so doable, that procrastination has no room to creep in. And what about laziness? Laziness thrives in the absence of a compelling why. You need a why that's so powerful, so compelling, that it pulls you out of the comfort of inaction. Your why should be like a beacon, guiding you through the fog of laziness, reminding you of the bigger picture, the reason you're doing what you're doing. But remember, it's not just about the external goals, it's also about respecting yourself. Every time you overcome procrastination, every time you choose action over inaction, you're building self-respect. You're telling yourself, I am worth the effort. My dreams are worth the effort. And believe me, there's no feeling quite like looking in the mirror and knowing you've kept a promise to yourself. That's the kind of self-respect that builds empires, that changes lives. Also, talk about our environment. It plays a crucial role in overcoming procrastination and laziness. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, with people who inspire you to act. Create an environment that encourages productivity, one that makes it easier to start and harder to quit. Remember, our surroundings often shape our actions. Make yours a breeding ground for success. And not forget the power of routine. A solid, well-structured routine can be a fortress against the onslaught of procrastination and laziness. When you have a routine, you don't need to waste energy deciding what to do next. It's already laid out for you. This frees up mental space for creativity, for productivity. Now, overcoming these challenges is not just about brute force. It's also about understanding the root cause. Ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? What am I avoiding? Often, procrastination is a symptom of fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of stepping out of our comfort zone. Address these fears, confront them, and you'll find that procrastination loses its grip on you. And in those moments when you do fall prey to procrastination or laziness, don't be too hard on yourself. Remember, we're all human. The key is not to dwell in that space. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then step back into action with renewed vigor. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Every task completed, every moment of laziness overcome is a victory. Celebrate these, cherish them. They are the stepping stones to greater successes. It becomes clear that the building blocks of success are often the smallest ones. I'm talking about habits. Yes, habits. Those little routines, those daily acts that we do almost without thinking. They might seem insignificant on their own, but cumulatively, they hold the power to transform our lives. This is where personal growth either blossoms or withers. You see, habits are like the threads in a tapestry. Each thread might seem inconsequential, but together they create a picture of our lives. The quality of our habits determines the quality of that picture. Good habits lead to a life of strength and beauty, while bad habits lead to a life that, like a poorly woven tapestry, can easily come undone. Think about this. How many of our days are spent on autopilot? We wake up, go through our routines, and before we know it, the day is gone. Now imagine if those routines, those habits, were all designed to propel you towards your goals. That's the power of intentional habit formation. But how do we form good habits? It starts with awareness. You must first become a keen observer of your own life. Ask yourself, what are my current habits? Are they serving me or holding me back? This level of self-awareness is the first step towards meaningful change. Once you've identified the habits you need to change, it's about starting small. Too often, we try to overhaul our lives overnight. That's like trying to lift a weight too heavy for us. It's unsustainable. Instead, start with small, manageable changes. Want to exercise more? Start with a 10-minute walk each day, not an hour at the gym. Small successes build momentum, and momentum leads to bigger successes. But forming new habits isn't just about doing. It's also about unlearning. It's about breaking the chains of old, unproductive habits. This is where discipline comes in. The same discipline we talked about earlier. It's about making choices that align with your new goals, even when it's uncomfortable. Remember, comfort is often the enemy of growth. And speaking of growth, let's not forget the role of consistency. Consistency is the secret ingredient in habit.